Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, we have discussed about the lesson that is the geographical features and prehistoric India. Already we have started. We have seen the 4 geographical divisions of India and also the importance of these 4 geographical divisions. Let us study about the prehistoric period. Which one? Prehistoric period. Prehistoric period. So what is prehistoric period? The period before the discovery of the art of writing. The period before the discovery of art of writing is called prehistoric period. Which one? The period before the discovery of art of writing. So this is called the prehistoric period. So we do not get any evidence about the linguistic development or even the script in this period. So there are no that is the scripts available related to this period. Then there are no written records. Then there are no written records to rewrite the history. Then how the question comes, how the historians came to know about this period? On basis of on art they wrote the that's a history of prehistoric period. That is very simple. Archaeologist. Who? Archaeologist. So archaeologists, they studied about the prehistoric period. What they did? So what is the meaning of archaeologist? That is, the scholars who study this period are called, that is the archaeologists. The scholars who study this period means what? The prehistoric period. The scholars who study the prehistoric period, they are called the archaeologists. There is archaeological department in India. There is an archaeological department is there. The scholars are there to study the prehistoric period. So in this period, that is the man was a nomad. Man was a nomad, and what he was doing, that is he was indulged in hunting and gathering the food. He was hunting the animals and he was collected food. He collected the food. He did not grow the food. Instead of that, he collected the food in the forest area. So man was hunting. He was engaged in hunting, and that is food gathering. So archaeologists, they discovered a few tools or weapons created by the man and used by the people of this period. So archaeologists, they discovered what? Some weapons or the tools which were used by the prehistoric man. Prehistoric man. Probably these tools made of stone, wood or bones. What they used, what are the materials used to prepare the tools? That is maybe the stone. They might have used the stone or wood or that is bones. So by using these materials, they created the that is tools. For what purpose they use the tools? That is to kill the animals and also to collect the food. So among these tools, you know that naturally these two are destroyed. Okay, which one? Wood and bones, they are not available today, but the stone weapons or stone tools were survived even today. So these stone tools provide us the source to study the prehistoric period. So there are stone implements the archaeologists collected. On the basis of these stone implements, that is the historians or the archaeologists, they will rewrite the, that is the history of this prehistoric period. Then let us study for what purpose they have used these stone tools. See here, Uses of stone tools. First of all, to peel the skin and separate the flesh and bones of animals. For what purpose used? To peel the skin, charma suliyalu in Kannada, and separate the flesh and bones of animals. Secondly, to scrap the bark of trees. Togate, marada togatenu kettalu. To scrap the bark of trees. Thirdly, to cut fruits and roots. To cut fruits and roots. For that reason, for these reasons, they might have used the stone tools. Bones and wood. These are used as handles. Which one? Bones and wood. So the people used bone and wood as handles. For what? For the implements. That is mainly spears and arrows. Spears and arrows. So these spears and arrows, the handles of these are they made of, that is, bones and wood. So bone and wood, these are used as the handles for their that is the weapons. Next, they might have used wood to build the huts also. Wood was used to build the huts. Even the wood was also used, as we seen, that is the handles. Handles to the, then how they cut the woods? How they cut the woods? That is, they used stone axes. Stone axes. So they used stone axe to chop down the trees. To chop down the trees and cut them into logs. Cut them into logs. So for that reason, by using the stone axe, that is they chopped down the trees and these trees were cut into logs. So these logs or this wood used as the handles for the weapons, and also the wood was used to construct the huts. Next, that is the word prehistoric period. So will provide this type of vision. What we have studied here, that is a man was that is a nomad, and he was collecting the food, and he was a hunter, and where he that is what type of weapons he used, that is the stone weapons, and he lived in the huts. So all this type of vision. So the word prehistoric India or the prehistory will provide to us. Next, where did the prehistoric man live? Where did the prehistoric man live? Prehistoric man live. Then which area they used to for their settlement. So the archaeologists, they got some relics. They got some relics. Avasheshagalu in Kannada. So the relics of the hunting and food gathering humans. So these relics were found, for example, in Karnataka, Hunasagi. Next in Madhya Pradesh, Bhimbedka, and in Andhra Pradesh, Kurnool. So these are some of the examples only. There are so many such type of sites discovered by the archaeologists. Which type of the settlements of the prehistoric man. So examples, that is these are Hunasagi in Karnataka, then Bhimbedka in Madhya Pradesh, and Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh. So here these are the that is the settlement area of the prehistoric man. So here that is the archaeologists, they noticed that this type of that is the areas or settlement areas found mainly on the banks of rivers or lakes. Where they found? along with the banks of rivers and lakes. You know that almost all the civilizations that is developed on the banks of the rivers. On the banks of the rivers, we have the examples of Indus Valley civilization, or the Egyptian civilization, or a Mesopotamian civilization, or the Chinese civilization. You know that these things. All these civilizations developed on the banks of the river. Like that, here also the prehistoric man also lived along with the banks of the rivers and lakes. Why? He was in need of water for the survival. And also, along with this, there is a need of water. One more thing is needed for him, that is the stone. The people also selected the areas to live where the stone was available for them in abundant, in number. So stone was very important for their settlement or for their survival. Stone was needed because to prepare the weapons. So hence he also selected the area where the stone was available in abundance to fulfill their needs. And also here areas where people used stones to create various tools have been thought to be the first industrial sites of human beings. So where the man used the stones to create various tools. So such areas are called the first industrial sites of human beings. Which are the first industrial sites of human beings? That is where he made the stone weapons, stone tools. Then how do we get to know about these industrial sites? Where exactly these industrial sites were located? How to find out? The archaeologist they depend some assumptions. For example, you know that usually we get to see stone tools around the rocky areas. We will get to see the stone tools around the rocky areas. While preparing these animals, they have rejected some rocks as unsuitable for their tools. So this type of weapons they may around these rocky areas. And also we will see the heaps of broken rocks or stone chips obtained during the creation of implements around such areas. So historians will notice this type of areas. So this will be called as the industrial sites. What we observe? We may observe some implements around these rocky areas, and also we may see there the heaps of broken rock or stone chips around this area. So by seeing this, the historians will come to know that these are the industrial sites, first industrial sites of the prehistoric man. And there was the possibility which the man also lived a long time in this area. In the industrial area itself, man was using to live for a long time. Then these areas are called as the residential and industrial sites. Residential and industrial sites. If the man was only used the rocky hills to create the weapons, then these are called the first industrial sites. Then which one? The residential and industrial sites, where if the people lived in the same area where they prepared the implements, such areas are called residential cum industrial sites. Next, we have to study about the knowledge of fire. Knowledge of fire. signs of ashes have been obtained in the caves of Kurnool. Where? Kurnool. In Andhra Pradesh, in Kurnool caves, that is what the archaeologist found, that is the signs of ashes. Signs of ashes. So that clearly shows that the prehistoric man knew about, that is the fire. Prehistoric man knew about fire. Then for what purpose, that is the fire was used? We may make the assumption, that is they might have used the fire for cooking purpose. For what? For cooking purpose. Secondly, they might have used the fire for the purpose of getting light. For the purpose of getting light. And thirdly, the fire was used maybe for frightening the animals. For frighten the animals. ಹೆದರಿಸು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬೆದರಿಸಲು. Next we have to see about the drawings found in caves. What? The drawings found in caves. The historians noticed some of the beautiful drawings on the caves. So mainly that is these are found in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. In the states of Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka, in these caves, that is archaeologists noticed, that is some of the beautiful drawings. So these on the rocks or on the walls of the caves. Rocks are on the walls of the caves. They that is made the beautiful drawings. What are the sceneries are there? Mainly that is the animals. Wild animals are drawn on the walls, and also the vision of hunting. So about the wild animals and about the hunting. So this type of, that is the drawings we can see on the that is the walls of caves and also on the rocks. So in this class we have studied about the what is prehistoric period, the period before the discovery of that is writing. So this is called the prehistoric period. And we have also seen that is the how people were there during this period. He was a nomad. Man was a nomad, and he was hunting and gathering the food. And we also learnt where exactly they lived. That is mainly on the along with the banks of the rivers and the lakes. And also they selected the places where the stones are available. And we studied that how the historians will find out this type of places or sites. How? Maybe by seeing the stone implements, rejected stone implements or heaps of, that is the stone chips. So by observing this, the historians will come to know about these areas. And we also studied, that is the knowledge of the fire, and in the Kurnool, that is the ashes, signs of ashes found in the Kurnool caves. Next, what are there in the drawings? Mainly the wild animals and hunting was shown on the drawing. So this is about the prehistoric period. Sai Ram.